I have a problem. So after traveling for many years in different countries, this is the first time I have to furnish my flat for the last 10 years. And basically everything is out of stock. I can't find any bed, I can't find sofa, chairs, I can't even find a proper knife for my French baguette, and this is critical for me. So I'm doing this video because I think my personal situation is reflecting what is happening in the world today. The supply chain looks broken, everything is out of stock, or we have too much stock, or everything is getting super expensive with crazy lead time to get anything. And in this video I'm going to talk about first my personal situation, what are the consequences not only for me but for the companies and the employees. I'm going to give you my opinion why it happened, how long it's going to last. I'm going to give you my own prediction, and finally what are the solutions for the companies, for the employees, but also for the consumers like me who are struggling to find any products. So my situation first, I told you I moved to this flat a few weeks ago, and I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna fix everything in 1 week. I'm gonna go to furniture stores, get everything, and go back to my business, making videos, tools, methods, etc, etc. But after 2 weeks, I almost got nothing in this flat because everything is missing. So I was looking for example, bed sheet. I went to a very famous furniture store, and they didn't get anyone for the size of my bed. I was looking for a sofa, and because it was shipped from Asia, the price was increased by 30%, and I had no idea if it would come in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I told you before, this is the knife I'm using to cut my bread because everyone is doing his own bread right now. I had to wait for 8 weeks to get this new phone, and I know it's coming from China, but they are supposed to be shipped by plane. So we have to wait for everything. I was also looking for a new laptop, but as you know, right now we still have issues with microchip, and it's impacting all the industries, like for example the car industry. I was checking my bill for electricity and gas, and the price is like 40% more expensive than last year. So at the end, my situation is, I think, the situation you are all facing. Many products are out of stock. We have to pay more because of the transportation. For example, the shipping between Shanghai and New York was multiplied by 5 in only a few months. So the inflation is coming, and in addition, we don't have any visibility. When I called for my sofa, they could not give me any expectation for the delivery date because no one knows. So what are the consequences? The first consequence obviously is the revenue and the sales for this company, because they cannot provide the service and products we're looking for. The second one is also the cost and the profit, because we don't have visibility, so we may do some air shipping, express delivery. We can also see inflation for commodities and raw material that will impact the profits and the price for the consumer. I told you before, the lead time as well getting longer and longer. We don't have visibility, everything takes more time and more energy, and the most critical part as well is we have so much stress and pressure between the department, between the customers, between the suppliers and shareholders. We are all working like firefighters. It was very difficult before COVID, but now it's getting crazy, and this is for me the main consequence we have to face as supply chain professionals. So the next question is why everything happened, why we have this global supply chain crisis. The first thing you have to understand is the supply chain is not as automatic and magic as many people think. This supply chain was able to face 1 to 3% increase every year, like from the global perspective. But of course, we had one trigger, and this trigger was the COVID. And the COVID had a massive impact on the demand. Some products got 50%, 100%, 200% increase of their demand, like for example, toilet paper or webcam. Other products like the cars and even the furniture, because we could not go into these stores to buy our furniture like sofa and bed, at a decline of 50, 60, 80%. And just to make you understand, if you have a small impact of the demand from the retailer's perspective, you can have a big impact from the supplier because of this variation. And during this time, we had 50%, 100%, 200% variation, and all the supply chain was not ready for that. We have very manual jobs today. It's not automatic. Many people have to fight every single day to get your products available. In the meantime, because we were so scared about what was going to happen, we call our supplier and say, look, I don't want to buy anything anymore, you can cut everything. And what did all these suppliers? They stopped buying, stopped investing, and it took months and years to recover from this phase. So this crazy variation had a massive impact on the supply chain. We call that the bullwhip effect or the domino effect. A little variation can have a big impact, but a crazy variation can have a massive impact for months and years. And we had to call suppliers to say we had two options. Or we were selling too much, say, guys, send me everything you can increase the demand by 200 or 300 or 400%. And of course, the suppliers, they didn't get the capacity like in 1 week to produce 200 or 400% more. And on the other side, many companies, like for example the cars industry or the sofa bed industry, they call their suppliers to say, I want to cancel everything. And of course, what did the suppliers? They also cancel everything, investment, recruitment, and also the raw material orders for the next few months and a few years. To give you another example, for example, Shimano is providing bike parts for the cycling industry. In few weeks, they got 1 year volumes and quantity from their customers, and obviously they could not double or triple their production. So basically what happened, they raised the price by 30 to 40%, and they announced up to 1 or 2 years lead time for very specific products. So we really have to understand when you go shopping on Amazon or Walmart, it's not only like buying a product, it's the whole chain that is taking months and years to make these products happening, and we cannot face a 10, 20, 40% variation. We can only face 1 or 3%, and that's why today the domino effect is massive. And the next question now is, how long is it gonna last? So I'm gonna give you my own prediction, and to be honest, it's gonna last years. It's gonna stabilize when the demand will stabilize, and I don't see that for many years. We are living in a very volatile world, and I don't think it's gonna be a better anytime soon. We don't have any visibility about the COVID, if it's going to get better or not. To give you another example, if you work in the supply chain with China, for example, every year we have the Chinese New Year, and the factories are closing like between 1 or 2 weeks. And it takes months to recover from this 2 weeks shutdown in China. Now with COVID, we had like months and years of shutdown and instability. And for me, it will take many, many years to recover from that. Hopefully it will be a bit faster for my friend to get my knife bread, but get ready for that. It's gonna last and we have to be ready for it. So this video sounds very depressing, but it's okay. We're gonna be fine. And the next question is, what are the solutions to face against these global supply chain challenges we have right now? So I'm gonna divide in 3 parts. First for the companies, then for the employees, and also for the consumers like me. So for the companies, if your processes are not fully automated with AI and machine learning, and you're part of this 99.999% of the companies that still have very manual process, my first recommendation is to go back once again to the basics and the fundamentals. And you have to really focus on the most important things on your business. First of all, the products. You can't guarantee 99 or 100% of service rate for all of your products. You have to refocus on your 540 and 2080 of the products, 20% of the products that represent 80% of your revenue. It's not only about the cash and the money you're going to invest, but it's also the energy, the meetings, the emails, everything has to be focused to make sure these few hundred products are available and have all the information and visibility you need for your consumers. It's probably also a very good time to, maybe if you have 15,000 products, to go back to 12,000. Maybe it's a good time to challenge the marketing and sales department to say, hey guys, we don't have the money and the energy and the team to face all these supply chain issues, so let's reduce our range list by 20%. You also have to be very close to your suppliers, your 2080 suppliers. What are the suppliers that represent 80% of your revenue? We lost a lot of confidence because we had so many arguing and fight and negotiation during this crisis. And I think it's really important to reconnect with your most important suppliers. Also, it's important to give maybe more visibility. Before you had maybe 1 or 2 months visibility. Give them maybe 1 year, 2 years visibility about your volumes, and you can maybe guarantee some payment to make sure they can also invest and make sure you will have products available for the next months and years. My third recommendation is to take care of your team. It was very stressful before COVID, now it's getting crazy. We have so many tensions. And if you don't really take care and make sure you don't have this constant pressure and this battle of email and meeting, the best talent of your team, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave because they're looking for growth. They want to have exciting projects. So be careful that they really do what they love to do, and get the feedback from them and make sure you can protect them from this high pressure and tension in your company. So that was my recommendation for companies and entrepreneurs. Now, if you work in a company, you are supply chain professionals, you have to understand that we're gonna have losers and winners. The losers are the people that won't challenge the skills they got from their school, master degree, MBA a few years ago, 10 years ago. The supply chain world is moving really fast. We have a lot of innovation coming, and a lot of jobs that exist today won't exist tomorrow. On the other hand, we have so many innovation, I told you, on projects coming. We have so many supply chain to transform, and we need to deliver more services. We have to be more resilient, faster, and for that we need many people to transform this supply chain, make it more efficient, more sustainable as well. And all these professionals that are really challenging themselves and not only learning once every 10 years, but on a constant basis, the new skills that we are looking for to improve and make our supply chain better, will have so many opportunities and freedom to do what they really want. The last part is from the consumer part. Edouard, yes, I want to buy stuff, and what I'm going to do, what I'm going to change in my behavior. I can see different trends. The first one is we're going to buy less quantity but more quality. And this is a trend like before, and I can tell you I had this behavior before. It was so cheap, so I was buying 1 or 2 or 3 shirts, but after like 1 or 2 weeks or even like 1 month, I was just putting in the trash because the quality was so bad. And because I think now we have to be more patient because everything is out of stock, we have more time to think about, okay, maybe I'm going to invest 20, 30, 40% more, but this product is going to last not only for a few weeks, few months, but for many years. The other thing is because we have to wait, I'm getting more patient and I take more time to really think about, okay, where my product is coming from. And I was looking for a table, for example, and this table, like I was looking for a very cool table, like wooden table. And it was like 2 or 3 or 4 months lead time to get it from somewhere in Asia. And I found someone, like a local guy, and this guy is going to make a tailor-made table with recycled wood for my living room, and it's almost the same price, much faster. I really see this trend of getting more products from your local suppliers. You can exactly ask what you need, you can meet them, and this guy, for example, is super friendly. So it was fun for me to get these products, and he's like 200 or 400 meters away from my flat. My last recommendation, and this is one specific example, I told you before I was looking for my sofa, and I called and I was very aggressive with this poor person at the customer service. And my last recommendation is just to be respectful with these people on the front line. Most of the time they have the lowest salary in the company and they get all this stress that will affect their professional but also their personal life. And they will also carry all this stress all along the supply chain in the demand planning, the logistics, the warehouse, the production. So I think we just have to be honest and respectful. Yes, the supply chain doesn't work like before. We have millions of people fighting to get products available, and as a supply chain professional, we at least have to be respectful with all these people to understand that this is not easy, but we're gonna fight for it and we're gonna make sure we still have fun in the supply chain world. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's gonna be fine for me, it's okay, but just let me know in the comments what you think of the situation, how long it's gonna last, what are the solutions, and please let me know if you have a good supplier for my French baguette knife. Have a beautiful day, keep smiling, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you find a good French baguette knife. Non! Désolé, putain, j'ai plus de lumière.